Welcome back to Startacus Chats. Alistair Cameron from Startacus here, and we're joined by Johnny from Oopla. Oopla, happy days. Oopla, tell us more about Oopla. What are you up to?
So Oopla is a physical activity game for the workplace. So I've been working, previously I was working in high performance sports, so I've got quite a bit of a background in professional rugby and football. But I made a switch in 2015 to start working with organisations and consulting with their HR teams regarding their health and well-being strategies for their workplace. So a lot of workplaces in recent years, they've been looking at the area of physical activity, but they seem to only have one option, and that's a steps challenge.
Yeah.
And everyone's done these steps challenges,
Yeah.
and there's so many people are fed up with them. And
Yeah.
particularly one client I had just said it didn't work.
Yeah.
It was it went to the wrong people. It got overly competitive, and it just became a really fierce competition.
Yeah.
And they said it brought out more negatives than it did positives, but they couldn't find an alternative out there in the market. All there was one option, and that's all. So they asked me to create something different. So I really 2 years ago started the design of Oopla, what we have today. So Oopla is about trying to create a game that's fully inclusive, so that everybody in a large workforce, large or small, can take part and enjoy together. It's catering for the people who go out on their bikes for 4 hours on a Saturday, but it's also the people particularly that don't do a lot of exercise, or maybe have maybe struggle to get exercise. So the aim of the game is to try to do what is now called exercise snacking.
Yeah.
And the only rule in Oopla is that your exercise snack needs to be 10 minutes or more. So I wanted to kind of disrupt your daily routines and schedules, so that at some point in the day you need to stop and have a break and go for a walk for 10 minutes, and make that 10 minutes count towards what the World Health Organization tell us to do. So they're very clear with their guidelines, doing 150 minutes to ideally 300 minutes of physical activity across 7 days, and doing it in a variety of different ways as well. So there should be some activity to get your heart rate up, but also some activity that improves your strength and your coordination, your balance, and so on. So
yeah. So you mentioned obviously like the alternative, like the steps challenge in a sense. How do you measure, or how do you pair up those that are really physically active with, say, an employee who does very little activity at the moment? How do you gamify that experience so it's equal in a sense for both of those people?
So we try and neutralize it, because for both those people, 10 minutes is 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So we take away the how good is that 10 minutes,
Okay.
try and take that, neutralize that a little bit, and actually then it starts to become more of a level playing field.
Yeah.
So me finding 10 minutes in my busy time, my busy schedule, is equal to you trying to find 10 minutes in your busy schedule.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And Johnny's made a fair assumption that he's probably active more than me, I have to say, and that is true, obviously. And there probably is that barrier to entry for a lot of employees that perhaps would feel put off by a challenge where it, in a way, it isn't fair. So that's quite an exciting area for you to work in.
Yeah, I mean, I go back to the steps challenge. It's always going to be biased towards the people who have got more time, or have more active jobs, more active roles, so they're on their feet more, or they are just that way inclined. They love to be really active.
Yeah.
So you end up getting a leaderboard that's completely slanted towards those people who have got more tendencies to do more steps and so on. And it disengages and disheartens everybody else. So we want to try and create a game that tries to avoid doing that.
And is it app, or is it kind of like desktop based, or how does it work from a back end for the employee perspective?
So pretty easy. At the minute we're a web app. Yeah. So we've gone from third-party tools, prototyping, into MVP, which is a web app at the minute. So we're going to go app store direction at some stage, but when the time's right.
Yeah. And what do you need right now, obviously, in terms of like help from external or like the ecosystem wider, maybe perhaps in Northern Ireland? What type of connections might you need?
So I'm looking, obviously, I bootstrapped to this point, so I'm looking to make sales.
Yeah.
Sales helps us grow.
Yeah, great.
So I'm looking to talk to anyone in HR, anyone in employee engagement, anyone in rewards and benefits. Yeah. But I'm also interested in other market sectors as well. Yeah. So I've just started conversations in healthcare, looking at, if you've got a group of people who have a particular need, like pain management, or they need to lose weight for an operation, maybe Oopla is a game that can help to give them structure and motivation as well. The core essence of Oopla is about habit formation.
Yeah.
We want people to dedicate 10 minutes here and there as often as they can during the day and across the week, so that being physically active doesn't become a thought process. It just becomes normal. It becomes what you normally do, and you meet and exceed those World Health Organization guidelines week in, week out, and you do that for decades. And you know what? You're going to live healthily. You're going to be fitter. You're going to be live longer. All those good things come.
And employers obviously listening into this right now that think this might be something for us. Like, are you still at MVP stage in the sense of testing it with employers?
No, well, my primary market focus has been corporate. So I suppose my flagship corporate is a company in Belgium. They have 13,000 staff across 42 different countries.
Amazing.
So we supply Oopla in 16 different languages.
This is fantastic.
We've currently at the top of our leaderboard, we've got 4 Ukrainians out of our top 5. So it's great to see, them still embracing the technology. So easy to play. All they need to do is register an account with us on Oopla. We create a profile for your organization, so it's only your employees in that leaderboard, and then they simply log activities. They can do that simply by a manual form that we have on the website, or they connect to a Strava account, and then Strava, we rely on all their connections to Garmin, to Fitbit, to Apple Watch, everything else, all the devices people own, and all they need to do is press start and stop when they go out for an activity, and that all posts through into Oopla automatically.
I'm really excited by this because obviously I do see it as a corporate thing, but I'm guessing, are you looking at the public sector? And also then I'm thinking of, like, for example, like World Health Organization, and you mentioned obviously the need obviously for fitness and health. Can you see this as a local government thing as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Alistair, I've just started the conversations with health and social care, so we're looking at maybe getting a cohort together for patients that have pain management issues, and physical activity can help them do that, but they have a barrier to actually to do it regularly. Perioperative care as well. So people who need to lose weight to have an operation, they're kind of like told you've got to lose weight, and then now what? Yeah. So we're really interested to see if Oopla can be the kind of the fuel for them to achieve their goals, and I'm very excited to look at those cases as well. And we've got some innovation vouchers to use from Invest NI, who have been incredibly supportive to me to get to this point, and gave us a platinum innovation award, which was so exciting. But yes, to bring University of Ulster on board as well, to help us with the sort of assessment analysis of
getting that important data back, I'm guessing.
Just getting that support from the academics side would be really valuable for us. And who knows where Oopla can go.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Obviously, I'm thinking of connections in my head already, and I have to give a shout out to the Sports Tech Hub in London. I would love to give an intro to them, obviously to yourself. They're kind of linked with Sport England. I think there'll be some awesome connections that I can do that way as well.
Amazing. That'll be absolutely brilliant. Thanks.
Welcome. Oopla, what's the Oopla.app?
Oopla.app.
Okay, cool. Oopla.app.
Yeah.
Happy days. Check them out. I think this is going to be really exciting, and I see this as something where there's some scalability into not just that game, but other games to come, perhaps.
Absolutely. Oopla's only the start of it, so we're going to expand the game. As we grow, we've got loads more to come. Watch this space.
Great stuff. Johnny, thanks for joining us today. We'll be back with Startacus Chats very soon.